One of the biggest challenges for leaders is how to motivate their team. Now, there are very many ways in which you can motivate your team. How you do it or which one you choose should be in alignment of who you are as a person and as a leader in your organization. Now, obviously, different leaders at different levels have different levels of empowerment. There's only so many things that you can do if you're not the franchisee and owner of the business. But what I want to do in this show is give you a few ways in which you can motivate the team so that you can maybe create a positive culture of excellence and motivation and excitement so that people strive to give their best and the discretionary effort. What I call a discretionary effort is that goes above and beyond what an employee is getting paid for. Because if you're able to instill that motivation, that extra desire in which the employee wants to voluntarily give you that additional effort, then you have made it to the top. And so to be able to get there, you can get there many different ways. So what I'm going to do in this show is I'm going to give you a few ways in which you can do that. And then you can pick from them which one you want to implement in your organization and which one you think that you are empowered to do. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. It is said that the number one motivator for people is money. Now, I don't believe that you should just give people raises and more money just because you want to motivate them. If you're going to give somebody more money, it has to be attached with some sort of accomplishment. One of the things that we encourage our clients here at the Academy is to create some sort of salary strategy and career path where employees know exactly how they can make more money in their organization in the way that they deserve it. Now, do we all want free money? Of course. Would we want people to give us a raise without deserving it? Maybe. But the reality is that people will not really truly appreciate an increase in pay if they don't actually feel they deserve it. They may get a short-term, excitement about it, but in the long run, it won't mean anything because it's not something that they have worked for. So if you want to motivate people with money, it's a really great way to motivate people, especially when you are talking about employees that are just starting in the job and just starting to make their first money. Especially when you talk about employees that they're just having the first job and they're starting to make money. And so definitely money is a great way to motivate employees, but make sure that it's attached with some sort of level of accomplishment, whether it's an employee performance, cross training, and of course, promoting them to the next level. So money is definitely a great way to motivate your employees. Now, one word of caution is when you do use money as a way to motivate employees, make sure that you do it fairly and consistent among all employees. If you're going to give someone a raise for X thing, whether it's a performance evaluation or cross training, make sure that you do that across your entire organization. Otherwise, something that you think you're doing to motivate your people will actually demotivate a lot more. So as you're doing all of these things, make sure that you implement these consistently and fairly among your entire team. Another way to motivate your people is through titles. Believe it or not, I know that a lot of people say titles don't matter. It is not true. Titles matter. Usually the people that tell you that titles don't matter are CEOs, okay? So I would tell you that anybody below the CEO level cares about titles. So why not, even if you are a franchise business with a small organization, with maybe a few units, maybe even one unit, create a hierarchy in your organization and give the people titles that they can be proud of wearing. Things like team member or associate or team leader or shift leader or trainer, anything that elevates and gives a hierarchy of the employees in the organization. And if you're going to give those titles as a way to reward them and motivate them, make sure that they're titles that they deserve, that they have worked for and they actually achieve because of something they have done. It is very important because that will definitely motivate people. If they know that hierarchy, that career path exists, and what the title is associated with it, and on top of that, you have money related to it, I promise you that's a great motivator for people. And people want to get to those higher levels so that they can not only have the higher pay and the title, but the dignity of success and moving forward in their life. So don't diminish the value of titles because they are very important. The third way that I want to share with you that you can use to motivate your people is growth. And I know I already mentioned that through, increased pay and titles, but really having the opportunity for growth, having the knowledge that if you are in this organization, you can actually move forward. You don't have to stay at the starting level in the organization. Even if you have not gotten to the next level, the fact that you actually can get to the next level is a motivator. So if you're going to have a career path, especially tied to a salary strategy, make sure that you share that with the entire organization. Don't assume that everybody knows. Like, literally put it on paper, put it on the wall, and make sure that every employee in the organization knows that this career path is available to them. Because even though they may not be there right now, they will get motivated to the fact that they can actually work hard and do X, Y, and Z steps to get to the next level. That will motivate them. And if they know that if they don't perform well, if they don't come to work on time, if they don't do what they're supposed to do, that takes away the possibility of that growth. They're more likely to stay in the narrow and continue to do a great job so that they can have the opportunity for growth. Most people in the world want to advance their life to the next level, and having a clear path to do so is very motivating for employees. Another great way to motivate employees is to really treat them with respect. And I know that you would think, well, of course, we're supposed to treat people with respect, but truly treat people as your equals. One of the things that I've done throughout my career is that even though I have, grown in a hierarchy of levels and positions and titles and pay, I've always made an effort in treating people as my equals. The difference is that we just have different jobs and different experiences. It doesn't make me better than them. It just makes me someone with more experience or more knowledge that has accomplished more. It doesn't mean that they cannot do exactly the same thing as I can. My first job in this industry was as a pizza delivery driver. So I know what it's like to be a pizza delivery driver, a cashier, an assistant manager, a manager, et cetera, et cetera. I know what that's like. And I would tell you that I'm no better than the people doing that job right now. I just have more experience and more knowledge. And so I treat them with the same respect I would like to be treated. And by doing so, people are motivated because that means that they matter, that who they are is no less than you are. And if you see them that way, I promise you they appreciate it. And so that motivates them to do a good job for you because they're doing it to someone that knows that they can be great. And so don't underestimate the power of respecting people and see them as equals and just as different jobs and different levels of experience, and that you are there to support them in whatever they want to accomplish by treating them with respect and the knowledge that they can be as good as you are. Who knows, maybe even better. Another way to motivate people is to give them a sense of belonging. People are always looking for ways where they can fit in, where they can belong into something. That's why there's so many people that join groups and teams and sports and even cliques, friend cliques, because they want to feel like they belong. Why not make the effort of creating in your organization, in each of your units, a place where people belong, a place where they make a difference, a place where they're valued? I know that that's kind of a culture thing, but if you actually make an effort of creating a place where they are welcomed every day and appreciated for the fact that they're just being there, the fact that we appreciate what they do and bring to the table, they belong there. If you're able to have you and your team, especially your leaders, have all of the people in your organization feel like they belong, that they're part of that team, that they're crucial of, people will be motivated to stay in your organization. People will be motivated to do a good job for the team that they belong to. Now, this is not an easy thing to do, especially nowadays when people feel so disconnected from each other. But whatever effort you make, whatever activities and actions you do to make people feel like they belong, it will come back in, tenfold for you. So think about what can you do in your organization to have people belong. Now, some of the things that you could do is keep them in the know, communicate with them, let them know what's going on with the company, let them know what's going on in the unit. People want to know. Have you heard of the term FOMO? Fear of missing out? People want to know what's going on. And the more that they know about what's going on in the company that they are, the more that they feel that they belong. So that's one of the ways that you can have people belong to your organization. Keep them in the know, let them know what's going on so that they are aware that they feel like they're part of the team. Another way to have people be motivated and excited about working in your organization is by being rewarded. having their effort recognized by being rewarded for when they do something good. Now, it is important that whatever it is that you do that I mentioned earlier, that is something that you're going to be doing evenly and consistently among the entire organization. So if you're going to reward something, make sure that it's something that you can reward consistently among the entire organization. So for example, something that you can do is if you have a good reporting, you can find out who was the number one person that had the highest average ticket, for example. And if you're able to identify that every month, then you can reward and recognize the people that have the highest average ticket. And it will be simple for you to do because then you can just go to a report, see who it is, and announce it to the world, right? Communicate. So that's another way that you can do, rewarding. Other ways that you can reward people, again, is when you're doing a career path. Every time somebody does a great job and they meet the requirements and you promote them to the next level, that's a way to reward their efforts. If you do that, not only do they get motivated and excited, but also the fellow team members in the organization are going to see that and they're going to get excited and motivated themselves because they're going to see that it's real, especially when you communicate it. So if you have a multi-unit organization and you have a career path, you do have a way to promote people from within, every time you do it, communicate it to the entire organization so that everybody has a chance to be motivated and excited when that happens. The more often that it happens, the more that I will communicate it. Like, don't miss the opportunity to motivate your people in a way that costs you nothing and will have a huge impact in your organization. So rewarding employees is a great way to motivate employees in your organization. As you can see, there are many ways in which you can motivate your people. Now, you can choose one or more of these ways, or you can come up with your own ways. I will warn you one thing though, whatever you're going to implement, make sure that it's something that you can implement for now and forever. Because if you start doing something that is really cool, that it motivates the people and it starts getting everybody excited about the organization, and then you stop doing that, it will truly demotivate everyone. So make sure that whatever motivation tool you decide to use and implement in your organization, that is something that is easy to do, easy to execute, that you can do consistently and fairly across the organization, and that you can do forever. Okay? Because that is how you're going to be able to keep the motivation up and the trust in you high up, because that is something that is so important. Especially if you're the leader of your organization, if people can trust you, if people know that you do truly have their best interest at heart, that will motivate them. So don't forget, every time you implement a system or a process to motivate people, make sure that it's something that you can do forever. If you'd like to learn more ways in which you can motivate your people, or maybe get assistance and help in how to implement policies and procedures that can help bring your organization to the next level, you might want to look into one of our programs at the American Franchise Academy. We are focused on providing training and development for leaders at all levels in your organization. We have a great program for unit managers, we have a great program for district managers, and another amazing program for multi-unit franchisees. We do this to provide knowledge, tools, and resources so that you can achieve your business and financial goals. So if you're interested, all you need to do is visit us at AmericanFranchiseAcademy.com and learn to see if one of them are the ones that can help you bring your business to the next level. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.